Welcome to Rough Realities and Revelations.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm alright. How's your day?
Well, it's been a mixed bag, really, of a day. It's been a mixed bag of a day. So I was trying to groom some dogs, but there was also some shooting happening on the estate. Like my grooming salon is
Nice.
within a working estate.
How are the dogs?
So some of the bangs unsettle the dogs a little bit. And I think it's just this time of year, dogs are often a bit on edge anyway, because we're starting to hear fireworks and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, talking about that, today at class, I just finished a class, mid-afternoon, fireworks went off.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon. Like, you're not even going to see them.
What's the point of that? You're
well,
not
that's
even
what I was
going to
thinking.
see them.
You can't see them because the sun's there.
I know. It's kids, and how are kids getting them? That's the whole podcast in itself, really.
Aye. I know, I don't like this time of year because, I love it because it's Halloween. You know, Halloween hair and all that. I've got my Halloween nails.
Halloween nails.
Yeah, got my Halloween mug. Halloween mug.
Halloween mug.
Going on. Yeah, got my Halloween leggings on. Right, so I love Halloween, but unfortunately it coincides with
Bonfire night.
Aye.
Bonfire month.
Well, I was going to say, we can't even call it a night anymore, can we? It's like annoying.
I know. Well, that's the thing, because you've got, obviously they go on sale like mid-October, so it could be any time from there. But, we've got Bonfire Night, we've got Diwali, we've got coming up to like Christmas and New Year's. Those are reasons why people
have fireworks. Why they have to celebrate it with bangs, though.
I know.
Because the thing that I get, like, don't get me wrong, I personally, I've never enjoyed fireworks. I just think you get a sore neck. You're looking at the sky and you're oohing and you're and it's just colours in the sky.
I mean, once you've seen one.
Yeah, that's where I go with fireworks. I can't say, even as a kid, going to organised events. Honestly, after the first couple of bangs, I was like, I've seen it now, I can go home.
Yeah.
Like, that was that. But I think it's that horrible thing, everybody deserves to have a bit of enjoyment. We've got, I don't think it's a minority, I think a majority of people do not like the unpredictability of fireworks season. And I think it's the unpredictability. I mean, none of us today at class was expecting mid-afternoon for a fireworks go off. Luckily, like, the dogs in that group were absolutely fine and didn't bother at all. But when you've got a dog who's really noise sensitive, how do you know when you're supposed to walk them, when it's safe?
Yeah.
I think
I think they don't even need to be particularly noise sensitive to be startled by
no, not really, no,
a random loud bang. Because we jump ourselves when it happens.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we do. There was a car backfired the other day when I was out and I did proper go. And then I was like looking around, like, did anyone notice me jumping at a car backfire? Because I wasn't thinking one was going to do that. And I don't know why. I think I was maybe deep in thought in it, but it brought me out my thoughts. And I was like, whoa, what's that? But I just wish, do you know what? They wouldn't be on sale to the public. I think it should be organised events only, because then we've got the predictability factor of you know when it's going to be, and you know how long it's going to be on for, and then you can make the decisions on how to help your dog far easier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Aye.
No, definitely.
Because I'm thinking, like, now I'm in the fortunate position. None of my dogs now bother about fireworks. Fireworks are not an issue to them. They don't get upset. They don't get worried by the noises. But one of my previous dogs, Murphy, was terrified.
Yeah.
As he got older, he was terrified.
I don't know what Blue is going to be like.
No, that's going to be a surprise.
But Dodger was absolutely beside herself about fireworks. Patch, especially after he lost his sight, it was really tricky for him to, figure out where the noise was coming from and what it was and stuff like that. Cousin Leo was quite reactive to things outside anyway, but, as he lost his hearing, that
problem went away.
It kind of it peaked, and I think that was as he was starting to lose his hearing. And I think his hearing was coming and going.
Yeah.
And so, to hear nothing all day and then to suddenly hear a loud noise, I think that made it even worse.
Yeah.
No, but then his hearing completely went, and we had the best fireworks night ever.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
No. So what do you think? So, because there'll be dogs on every spectrum with this type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think sensible things certainly during the evening of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I think let's talk about, it's actually bonfire night. You know that there is an organised display on that you can plan ahead for. Then what are we going to do to deal with that? And then we can look at the random bangs, because you can't really
big topic. You
can't really prepare for like the random bang. Oh, you're getting a wee visitor.
I'm getting a visitor, people. I'm not moving my hands. We don't have that much of a relationship yet. Oh, but here I am. I've got to hold him. Sorry, for those listening, Blue has come onto my lap. Oh my goodness, Mr. Blue. I don't have any cheese though. Oh, it's okay. He heard the wrapper of the cheese.
I'm going to give you the cheese.
Fine. But yeah, like things, so what I hope is common sense things. Let's get the dog's big exercise out the way during daylight and away from the hours leading up to fireworks.
Yeah.
So for my lot, I would no later walk them at like a big walk, 2, 3 in the afternoon. I wouldn't go out later than that because that's cutting it fine.
Yeah.
And that's because my dogs are okay. Like, it wouldn't be the end of the world if there was a bang with my lot.
Yeah.
But I certainly would not be walking them at 4 or 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark by then. Definitely going to have more bangs. So that's quite stressful for them. I'd 100% be keeping everyone on the lead.
Yeah, definitely. Like even if they're just out in the garden for a pee.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
be keeping them on the leash.
Yep. Because you just don't know. And it's not, this time of year breaks my heart because social media is full of lost dog posts.
Yeah.
They got a fright with the fireworks. They got a fright with the fireworks.
I think it's something like a 40% increase.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
In runaway dogs.
Yeah. And it's not always happy endings.
No.
Do you know, and that's the sad thing. And these dogs are escaping from gardens and stuff. You coming back? They're coming from gardens. Escaping from gardens. And then on the walks where you think, oh, it's fine, I'll let them off. And then, no, it's not. So that's not, excuse me, I think that is something that always has to be taken seriously. Everybody thinks, oh, it won't happen to me. Oh, it does happen to you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's just a reminder then to make sure your dog has a tag with your contact details on it. Up to date contact
like
details.
Your mobile number.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be out looking for them.
And if you're a multi-person household, then maybe a couple of numbers on it as well. And that their microchip is up to date as well.
That's massively, massively important. So making sure we exercise appropriately. Where I live, the fireworks are very, I know the time scales of them really well now. So our guys will go out at 4 o'clock for a pee on lead. And then they're not going to go out again until, so weirdly, we get a gap about 10 at night.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you guys definitely have to do the toilet because so between sort of anything after 4.
I think there's a gap between families doing fireworks and drunk people coming home from the pub doing fireworks.
Exactly what happens.
There's like a little window.
Yeah. So it is. It's quite, actually 4 is probably a bit too early. I'm trying to think. 10's the gap.
Yeah.
I've just realised I was just doing the math there. I was like, that's a long time. My dog's waiting that long. So it's up 10 is when it stops.
Yeah.
And it lightens up because you're right. That's the kind of families sort of sorted that out. Then midnight is when it starts all over again where I live. And it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, but then for inside the house, again, this is based off of the fact my guys don't particularly care.
Yeah.
But just out of habit, we choose a loud program to watch.
Yeah.
A program that has bangs in it. So action program. Like I can't watch my horror films because there's too many like quiet suspenseful.
Yeah. You want to avoid anything that has quiet.
So I can't watch my horror stuff because then you hear too much outside. So we have to watch the Big Bang stuff.
Yeah.
And then they will have things to keep them occupied. So they'll have chews. My lot prefer chews, but licky mats aren't my dog's things. I've got one or two that like them, but something pleasant that is there to relax them and keep them occupied. So chews, puzzle toys. I don't do it because I have multiple dogs and I wouldn't do it all at one time, but playing with your dog in these scenarios helps. Like playing tug with them and playing with toys, because it kind of releases that kind of nervous energy and stuff like that. So we do that when we have the curtains shut anyway. I don't know why people at night would leave their curtains open. Mine's would be shut. Anyway, so we kind of do that. They have their crates anyway, so my guys can always go and visit their crate if they want. And I think it's important, preparation wise, you do have spaces that your dog can go to if they're getting too stressed out. And this is where we need to listen to what our dogs want to happen. Some dogs want to go and lie in the bathroom, for example, or some dogs want to go and lie in somebody's bedroom under a bed away from everybody. It's sad. Like I would feel like, oh, I don't even want to stay with me and I'll keep you safe. But actually maybe they just want to be on their own and in like a little den and in a little space. Just leave them there.
No, definitely. And Dodger Patch and Lily, they always found comfort in each other. You know, and they would always huddle together, like in any scary situation like that. And I think, you know, could we maybe just talk about that and how, because there is a lot of, still a lot of stuff going around the internet about not comforting your dog, about how that, you know, is actually you saying, I know, it's so terrifying, let's all be scared together.
You can't reinforce fear. Like you can't, just because
it's not a behaviour, right? It's a feeling, it's an emotion. So the example I give, because I think it's such a shame when I see people's dogs scared about something, not just fireworks. It could be because, well, like in Blue's case, if somebody's coming to say hello to him, he'll, once he feels more safety with you, chances are he's going to look at you to be like, oh, go make that person go away. And if you're like, oh, stop quivering, son, let them touch you, that's not help. That's not helping him. That's why he's the way he is. I know. And if you think as well, like how many times when you've been, you know, really stressed and upset about something and somebody said to you, just calm down.
I know. It's
like how many times has that actually made you calm down?
None.
None. Exactly.
But like, so I give the analogy, because Halloween time, the only thing I don't like about Halloween is the exposure of clowns.
Clowns.
Clowns is like one of the very few things I'm scared of. But I
really and turkey dolls as well. I didn't know about turkey dolls.
They're so scary. They're so scary. I just can't deal with them. But imagine if, like, because I used to say this to people at class, like if a clown walked into class, right, like for all my bluster, I'd be genuinely scared, right? I would not be happy if a clown was around. But if people in the class were saying to me, oh, it's okay, Becky, and they came and they stood...
Becky, calm down.
Well, that's not helping. But if they came to me and they were like, it's okay, Becky, we'll protect you from the clown, you know, and they all, like, they were standing around me and they were like, it's absolutely fine. They put their hand on me. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy the touching, but there we go. They would be trying to reassure me that it's not scary and it's okay and it's fine. Actually, I'd seek comfort in it, because then I'd be like, it'll be me and all these people against that clown, and we can beat them up and we can get them out of there and we can get rid of them. And it would make me feel more empowered in that situation. So I don't understand why that myth still floats around. That if the dog is showing that it's scared, oh, let's just cast it out.
But I think it's a general myth about, you know, if your dog is fearful, it's coming from you.
No. It's not always. Do you know what I mean? But so I think that, yes, you're completely right. I think if your dog, so one way some dogs react when they're stressed out, they shut down, they just want to go somewhere else. That's cool. We can let them go somewhere else. Some of those dogs will be then climbing on top of you. or they'll be choosing to stay with you, but they'll be like quivering and shaking. You absolutely can put your arm around them and tell them it's okay.
Yeah.
And try and reassure them and stuff like that, because a truly nervous dog is not going to eat these chews that I would give my dogs.
No.
Their nervous system's not up for food. So you could have bought them the nicest things in the world and loaded your licky mat with the coolest of things. That dog ain't going to eat any of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's maybe all that dog needs is just you beside them, and you comforting them and stuff. So I think give your dog options for safe spaces to go to. That might be, you know, their crates. That might be the sofa with you. That might be another room. But at least, you know, give them the option.
Definitely.
One thing that helped Murphy loads, and I don't know if I say it right, I'm hoping you'll jump in here and save me, it's the drumming. I don't know how to say it. Tile drumming, tail.
Right.
We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll put it in the notes, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Google will know what you mean.
Google will know what I mean. Yeah. I don't know if my pronunciation's very right. But this particular type of drumming is at the decibels that will genuinely kind of drown out. This is my understanding of it. The drumming is like the decibels that drown out the fireworks.
Right.
So it's not just a case of putting on loud noises and it drowns out the sounds. They've also got like really good hearing. They'll know, they kind of know the difference. But this drumming,
so I'm just going to interject here. I heard this fact once, and I don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
But in ideal conditions, so obviously not like in a town or a city or something like that, but in ideal conditions, a dog could hear another dog barking 3 miles away.
Wow.
So I'm thinking like, you know, that would be like in the countryside, you know, with no, you know, external noise or whatever. I don't know, you heard that before? Is that true? Is that not true?
No, that's totally new.
Yeah.
But it doesn't surprise me. I think that could be something that could be quite logical.
Could just be one of those facts that goes around. It's not actually based in any truth.
It might be. But so with the drumming, I found that really helped Murphy. And I think what I wish I had done beforehand, because I'd heard about it. It was from a behaviourist, and I was like, oh, that's a really amazing bit of information. And there's a certain playlist on YouTube that plays like several hours of it.
Okay, yeah.
And it did, I mean, I slowly was losing my mind listening to it for the hours.
Yeah, you would.
Murphy was very content. But one thing I wish I had done was paired it with something nice for Murphy. I just waited to use it the night of the fireworks.
Right.
So I'd heard about it beforehand. I listened to it. I thought, all right, okay, some sort of drumming. Wow. And then I didn't do anything about it until the night of it. And I just whacked it on. And yeah, actually, he looked more relaxed. He wasn't panting as much. He wasn't shaking as much and stuff like that. So that was good. But do you know what I wish I'd done from the time of me finding out to the fireworks? I wish I had played it and attached it to giving him like chews and giving him good boy Blue, giving him chews, licky mats like his favourite food, paired it with like nice stuff. Don't bark in my face. You're gonna bark in my face, young man. And then I wish I'd done that, because actually it helped a little bit, but I think it would have been more powerful had I paired it with good stuff and gave him a true association. This was just nice to him.
Have you gotten down on the floor?
You know, so excuse me, I think that
don't pee on anything.
I know, because we're saying that like he still thinks like in the kennel I can just lift my leg anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, let's please not pee all over Bertha.
Yeah.
If he does. Nice. Yeah, okay, fine. And then I think the other things to think about in the run up to helping our dogs and making sure like they stay safe. If you have a dog like Murphy, who, well, one was becoming soundful. So he was he was getting more reactive to fireworks. It was just fireworks, not other sounds. But
Is there anywhere he can go?
No, sorry, Blue's on an adventure, guys. He's going on an adventure. He's gone to the front of Bertha.
He can't take the handbrake off.
I know.
I'm
just hoping Blue doesn't become a driver.
There's no windscreen at the front.
No,
right.
Nothing's open. He's totally
fine.
He's totally enclosed.
Fine. Sorry, what were you saying?
This is, by the way, this could be future episodes with Blue taking us on a road trip, different places, because he is that kind of guy. But yeah, I was saying how as he got older, he struggled with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we do know the links between dogs being in pain and having sound sensitivity.
Yeah.
So I think if you're finding that as your dog's got older, they're not as good during fireworks, I think that is a good indicator that your dog needs a little check over and could possibly need to go on regular pain meds.
Yeah.
Not just when they're limping.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So I think visiting the vet and double checking actually, is this behaviour coming from that they're sore? But I also think for dogs who historically really struggle with fireworks, go and speak to the vets several weeks beforehand to decide if medication's going to help.
Yeah.
And get them through it. They don't have to be on meds for life.
No, there's different ones available. Your vet will maybe want to try like a couple of different ones to see what's going to work. The dose on a lot of these things is quite wide, like the range is quite wide. So it might take a couple of attempts to get the right dose for your dog, for example.
So how would you know that? As in, so say you've been proactive, it's just got me thinking.
Yeah.
This is sort of similar to maybe how I wish I'd had it with Murphy where I'd done the drumming first. But how would you simulate a situation where you knew what the dosage should be?
Yeah, I think aside from trying it like during the event and it going horribly wrong, you mean?
Aye.
Yeah, I think you'd just be
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be a doozy?
Yeah. So, I mean, depending on the drug, the vet would tell you what you should be seeing.
Right.
You know, for example, you know, they should be like a little bit more drowsy than normal, or, you know, perhaps the goal might be for them to be, you know, completely asleep.
Right, okay, I'm with you.
So, yeah, so you've got to, you know, you would discuss it with the vet and what that drug was going to do. Maybe play about with the dose a little bit.
Yeah.
See, some dogs can take these drugs and it has no effect whatsoever. So it might be that you have to try like a couple of different ones.
Yeah.
You know, before you find something that works.
So even more planning has to go into that then.
Definitely.
Because you definitely don't want to be like all smug like 2 weeks beforehand. I've picked up my meds.
Yeah.
But you wait until the event and then you go, oh no, these weren't the right meds.
Yeah.
So you want, and the thing is,
I think a lot of the meds as well, you have to give ahead of the event. There is one that you can give during the event. It's relatively new on the market. I think it's been around maybe for 6 or 7 years.
All right, okay.
But other ones that you have to give ahead of the event and let them like kick in and stuff. So that's maybe your ones that are more like a mini sedative.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's no point in waiting until the fireworks have started and the dog's up to high dough before.
Oh, so you would give them like the morning of fireworks, for example, or the afternoon.
The afternoon.
Yeah.
You know, when it's starting to get dark, you would give them the meds.
But yeah, I think it is important that you go and ask for help with that.
Yeah, and I think vets are a lot more. I think back in the day, you know, they would give you, you know, maybe just Zilkine or something like that, you know, like a herbal, naturally kind of thing. And I think there's more of an understanding now that actually a lot of dogs need to have more of like a pharmaceutical intervention for this type of thing. And as long as your dog is healthy, otherwise, then there's no reason why they couldn't have that.
Well, this is what I was going to say. I don't think people need to worry or shouldn't worry as much about, oh no, like side effects. It is to get them through what is a horrendous experience for them.
Yeah, I mean, the side effect of the fear is
that's
as bad, and it can, you know, fear can actually, it can start to affect them physically as well.
Absolutely.
And a lot of dogs will injure themselves on fireworks night as well, you know, because, you know, frantic.
Yeah. I think that what I find as a trainer is mid-November, end of November, beginning of December, a lot of trainers, not just me, we get inquiries about my dog doesn't go out after dark now.
Yeah.
And that's because they've got frights.
Yeah.
And they associate it with the fireworks went off at night.
Yeah.
And they're terrified. So I think and normally what's happened is people have went, but my dog was fine with fireworks. I just thought I'd take them for a walk around the block. And the dog just couldn't cope with the amount going off as they were going out for the walk, and they've just lost a lot of confidence and, things like that. So I think it's important to be uber cautious. I mean, I'm saying my dogs don't mind bangs. We go places where there's bangs and they have good recalls, but I don't let my dogs off at this time of year. I'm not risking them just because my ego tells me my dog's fine. It'll not happen to me. Yeah. No, they're far too precious for me to be letting my ego decide stuff for them. So they're on the lead and stuff. Just it's like it's a few nights. It's not forever.
Exactly.
So I just wish they would stop selling them to the public.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. And then it's the following days afterwards when you go for a walk. There's fireworks lying on the ground. There's bonfires, but haven't been put out properly. So I think I'm always cautious. If I am the following morning and whatever, where I am, I will check the ground before I let the dogs off. Yeah. Or when we're out, because I don't know what's lying on the ground. I think that's something, because the dogs can cut themselves. They can try and eat stuff, because dogs don't know that they're not supposed to do that. Yeah. So, yeah. Lots going on for fireworks.
So, where are you off to now? Go down on the floor.
But, quick recap.
Because
there's a lot going on, but it's actually a lot of these things are similar.
Yeah.
That you need to do for each situation. So it's not a massive list.
No. So get your big exercise out the way early on.
Right.
Get out for PPs, keep the leash on. Yep. Even in the garden.
Definitely in the garden.
Make sure your tags and microchips are up to date.
Yep, because that'll get them back to you a lot faster.
Think about some music or movie that you can play in the house to drown out some of the sound.
And we'll put the links to that drumming I can't pronounce.
Yes. Also, Classic FM do special programming so there is it's not all classical music, but some classical music has been scientifically proven to reduce stress in cats and dogs. So it's not all classical music, but Classic FM, the radio station, do special programming for fireworks night. So they're doing it on actual fireworks night and on the Saturday night, which I think is the 2nd of November.
Oh, okay.
And it's the music that is scientifically proven to be calming for pets. I think it's from 7 o'clock onwards. So that's always a good option as well.
That's good.
And lots of people text in and say, I've got this on and my dog, is just lying, relaxing. So.
Oh, nice. So we can play music. We've got medical interventions.
Yeah, definitely speak to your vet if you think your dog in the past has had those types of reactions, then it's most likely that that's going to happen again.
Yeah. And I think don't panic if this is the year that you find out your dog can no longer tolerate fireworks, because that's what happened to Murphy and I.
Yeah.
I was just like, one year he just was not okay. He wasn't chewing the chews like the others were. He was pacing, he was panting, and I was like, oh, we're not okay. Yeah. And we actually, for a while, did things like I would drive around in the van with him.
Yeah.
So that he can hear.
Been on laps of the bypass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Drove around. I've had friends who hire cottages in the middle of nowhere because their dogs are so terrified.
Yeah.
So making being really proactive and just going away so everybody can enjoy themselves, I think is really sensible. So
and just like you say, stocking up on treats, licky mat, long lasting chews, that kind of thing.
Pleasurable.
Yeah.
Oh well, there we go. That's armed people with a list.
The joy out of bonfire night.
Yeah, sorry. Not sorry though. Because if it means that the dogs have a better time and nobody's dog gets lost, then that's what we're aiming for.
Definitely.
So, okay, well, Hope you survive fireworks okay and everything's all right. And yeah, see you later.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.